He's a cowboy, he's down on his luck. His pockets are near empty, he's sleeping in his truck. The rodeo next Friday, his bills are past due. How we pay for entries, he ain't got a clue. He's a cowboy, it's his turn to ride. He prays for 8 seconds when they shout outside. His future is uncertain, his past he can't forget. He's just a hard luck cowboy, life hasn't broken yet.
Welcome back to True Horsemanship. We have, how old is this horse, Denise? 17. She just bought him last year, but she hasn't rode him much. Horse was showed English, which will tell me some things right off the bat. He proved me wrong, but when I bit him up, I expect him to be a little bit stiff to the bridle, to the bit, because he is an English horse, you know. And he was showed hunter jumper, you said. So, you know, to me right there, he's telling me something. So basically, I'm just going to be evaluating him, I think. Now, there's some things I know. Denise said he's pretty good in hand. Of course, it's that's got a lot to what's good to the hand to me and what's good in the hand to somebody else is two different things. Because when I was bleeding him out here, he wanted to get over top of me, and also when he tried to go through the stall door. And yes, you could say he's at a new place, but he's supposed to be showed a lot. He's 17 years old, so when I opened that stall, he tried to push through it. So I automatically said, no, we're not doing that. So right now, I'm not lunging him to tire him out. I'm lunging to watch him. Now, what I don't like right off the bat, and it's not making a good horse. I haven't used my round pen a long time, so it's a little bit rough. But all the time, and I'm even talking, his head is not focused on me. It's focused somewhere else. And some people say, well, why don't that matter? Well, if I'm riding this horse on trail, I don't want him looking all over the place. I want him to be looking forward. See right there, when I step in front of that shoulder, he's so busy looking everywhere else. The head's to the outside. I don't have his eye at all. Like right there, see, he don't see me. And he's not, one thing I'd say, he is, Denise, you're right, he's not a spooky horse. Because when we brought him out here, we had a couple of horses running around, and he didn't pay them any time of day. I want to use this rail a little bit to get him focused on me some. There we go. Nice thing about it, he's an Arab. And if I approach him right, treat him fair, but talk loud and clear, Arabs really, there we go, respond to that. There, that's better. Right now I'm going to just back away. Now you see there's certain people out there right now, they say, mate, jerk the hell out of that horse's head because he's facing outwards. Why? You know, Arab, you don't really want to start jerking on him. You know, and you don't have to. I'll just go back to this rail a little bit, and I'm not going to run him around like a banshee until he looks at me. I want to be fair to him. I'm going to use this rail. Going back way. There. Now, you see how he just lightened up a little bit then just in a few minutes from the start? So people out there, I'm on a quest, y'all say I'm egotistical or what, but this jerking on horses, what I've seen here lately, especially from one person, it's got to stop. You don't have to. Now you'll see me jerk on a horse once in a while. If I don't have no other choice than at the moment. But I'd rather go after this hiney if I had to than jerk on him. And the reason I didn't just go at the hiney from the get-go, I would really have to get after him for him to look at me. So using that rail back and forth like I did, I helped him focus on me a little bit to let him know I got him. There. And then I'll go to that hip. There, I woke him up. There we go. What I do like about him, when I ask him back out of my space like that, he'll do it. But when I was leading him, he wanted to be up there. So right off the bat, I got him where, hey, get back here. Good boy. So I'm going to use my halter right now before I bit him up. Now I'm going to flex him from this way. For a simple reason, he's liable. If I stood over there, see, he's not giving to that halter. There he goes. Right there. That was better. Now, I'm going to show you why I did that. Now, if I stood next to him, and did that, see, he's coming right around. But right now, like I said, I'm going through my checklist, and I'm trying to see how well he truly gives. So with me being over here, and ask for that give, you know, if he gave real well, he'd just pop around. So I'm just got a steady pull right there. I'm not pulling no harder. Just holding it, and then when he goes, I just let go. Good boy. No. There we go. Like I said, right now I'm evaluating them. Now right there, see what? Right there you saw him look at the other horses. That was fine, because he had his right ear on me, and he had that right eye on me. So, you know, he knows he came right back to me. Before it was like intent. He had that head bent. There we go. There you go. And right now I'm just seeing, I'm trying to evaluate how sure he is of himself, because you know, the more a horse is unsure of themselves, the more they're going to want to be up to me, because I'm their safety net. There we go, that's it. Good boy. Yeah, that's better. Now, what I really saw him do is drop that head a little bit, but you know, right now he did relax a little bit, so I took it off of him. Okay, but there we go. You're a good little boy. And like it started off, you know, I started saying this was wrong and this was wrong. And like that's why I want to reiterate, doesn't mean he's a bad horse. Because actually he's showing me more good than he is bad. Because as soon as I start controlling his feet, and that's where, you know, heirs really will respond to exactly what I did. Instead of sitting here and lunging, we could have been here an hour and he'd been all sweated up, and he still would have been looking outside. You know, I could have turned him this way and that way, and all, especially with him being a nervous type horse, being an Arab, he would have just built up and built up. So we'd have been here 2 hours before we finally got it. So that's what I want to point out, people. You can get more done a lot of times with less. Just figure out your tools. Like I said, I use the rail to get him working back and forth to focus on me instead of his head top to the outside. Now, I'm personally going to let him stand there. I'm hoping he doesn't move. Like I say, he's a hunter horse, so I know he's primarily been ridden in either a D ring or O ring, so that's what I got. Put on him. Now, right there, you saw how he tipped that nose out? And you see how I waited for him? A lot of people, they would have started fighting with him and said, "Don't give me that nose, give me that nose." But number one, like I said, I've already read him from the get-go. So I just patiently just stood there until he softened up. Because what people don't understand, if I get, you know, rough with him, say, "You give me that damn head, you know, let me put that bridle in, bit in your mouth," he's going to start throwing it more. But if I just patiently wait on him. So I'm going to do exactly what I did with the halter. I'm going to grab my offside here. Because like I said, if I stand next to him, now if he was a green horse and he never had a bit, yes, I'm going to start this. But he's an older horse, and like I said, I'm here to evaluate him, see how soft he is. Now, right there, and plus right now, with me doing it this way, helps me evaluate which is the softer side. And if you notice, when I picked up this rein, and if I go to the other side, it takes a little bit more. Of course, now he's getting the idea of it. Of course, like I said, I'm going through my checklist. I'm checking on how well it gives laterally. Now I'm checking on vertical. And I'll be honest, with a 100 horse, this is what I expect. Because if you ever see a hunter class, their head's always down, their nose is extended most of the time. So I just got contact with him. Now if he pushes up more with his mouth, good boy. That's his problem, ain't mine. We'll make him responsible for his own actions. There we go. There we go. Good boy. There we go. Okay. So did you take, Denise, you take him on a trail ride, you said? Huh?
I did.
Okay. I'm just double checking. And some people would say, boy, he's taking a long time to get on that horse. Well, I've been in the horse world a long time. I'm not saying Denise would, but I've seen a lot of clients bring their horse to me right after they bought it and say, well, the people said the horse rides, and I saw pictures of the horse riding. And my thinking is, okay, how much dope the horse have? So I never take anything for granted. So Denise, right off the bat, what I could tell you, if you had to ask for a fast hoe, you don't have it. He's going to run. And you already had one horse that used to run. So we're going to work on his lateral here a little bit. Oh yeah, ooh. Laterally, he's pretty good. I like how he gives to the leg. He's not oversensitive, but if I roll my spur a little bit, boom, I got it. Roll my spur a little bit, boom. So he's not getting nervous with it, and he's not overdoing it. So I just grabbed his mouth that time. I just not put tension on it. I'm not going to try to overbend him. I'm just going to hold my hand steady right there. And if he tries to back off that bridle, now, yeah, I can bring my hands, legs in. Right there, see how he dropped? I used my calves to bump his ribs to relax and drop his head. Which is all fine and dandy, and that's what a lot of English people do, and that's the way a lot of English people train. But at the end of the day, I want my horse to rein. In other words, if I grab that mouth, there we go, that's better. I expect it's still, I'm pulling on it a little bit, but that was better. Like right there, see he's really stiffened, so I'm just gonna hold my hand steady. If he wants to back off that bridle, fine. Right now, if he starts to get on the vertical for me, but he's backing off that bit, that's fine with me. Because the more you do this, the less he's gonna back up unless you start riding backwards. Because he's gonna soften up to the pole. I'm not going to canter him because of the way this round pin is. And we're just going to, we'll trot him up though. Yeah, he moves. Nobody's taught him how to work off that hind end. It's all on that front end. Because I feel like boom, 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 he's jabbing on the front. So I get him, or you get him, whoever gets him, where he will move collected at a trot. He's going to smooth out. You're going to see less trouble on that hind foot. And some people say, well, you're going to be, because the news say he looks like he's got a little arthritis. But what that's going to help, number one, is get him to use that leg. Use it. And you find that right combination, he'll be like Rafaela now. I can set her up where I got equal weight on all 4 feet. So she's a real smooth ride now. She's not moving like an illusion. I mean, I got her, you know, or I can set her up different and I can get her more on that hiney. And the importance of, especially if you're riding that horse, learn how to use itself, because after a while they'll get where they'll figure out that's more comfortable and they'll start putting more weight, shifting more weight. But what's important about it, their hiney is built to carry more weight than what their front end does. But which seems odd because a lot of times the horses put when they're not taught to use themselves, they'll put more weight on the front end. But then you're opening yourself up, and he doesn't have it, but you open yourself up to navicular and other ring bone because they got so much weight on that front end, especially if you do a lot of heavy riding. But you get them using themselves, then you can help eliminate problems down the road. Now what I don't like, I touch that bridle and go back to reining again. You know, if I pick up tight, he'll go with it. But if I just touch it, like right there, he should be going with it. Now I can bring my leg in it, but you know, in these days it's politically correct. Use leg, which I want to use my leg. But I want to go back to what I said at the beginning, a horse should know how to rein. In other words, if I touch his mouth, he should go that way. If I touch his mouth just like that, he ought to go like that. Now I added a leg that time. But especially on a trail riding horse, you know, they should be able to respond real quick to that rein. You thought someone was going to get him behind. So what I'll do, I'm going to touch, get him going that way, and try, heck, not use no rein, leg. And I go back and use my rail again. I want him to follow that feel. And I'm going to bring him off a little bit so I can just barely turn him. There, that's what I want. Because I know if I do this, he's going to go. But I want him just like that. There, that's better. There. So if I go like that, there you go. Right there, you see how that time I just picked them up? But also, this is where I'm saying this, and I'm throwing a lot out there. It's where some people get confused too. They'll say, well, he said just do this and his horse should go that way. Yes, but how you get to that point? You don't want to get to that point until you pick up that rein and that horse does like, well, that's good, that's nice. I mean, his feet's not moving, I don't have no leg on him, and that's super. I mean, right there is big help because, see, I can use this, and I'm not jerking, I'm doing a steady pull. So when he gives, I hold that amount of pressure. So when he gives, I'll pull a little bit, you know, and that eventually will help on, there we go, that's better, with the vertical too. But don't, I mean, there's one guy, I'm not going to do it to it, but he'll sit there and pop them real hard. He makes a damn sight more money than I do, but just because they make more money don't mean it's the right way. Because what you can do, you get a horse start wanting to, until you work through it, they're going to pop that head up because they're waiting for you to hit them in the mouth with that bit. And I get just as much done just doing it the way I'm doing it right now. So this is great. No, you got a good little horse. Actually, of the other two you had, I like him. Yeah, I like him better. Because I see some, well, I see, you know, I like my reining horses and I like my using horses. And, you know, yeah, you can put a spin on him. And the nice thing about it, that's what I like about how much he gives to the leg. He doesn't, like Raphael is too sensitive. That's one of our problems we have with him. But he's just enough that if I just, and that's one nice thing about 11-year-old riding him all the time, because they're, you know, but if I bring my spur in, he'll react to it, but he's not going to overreact. So it'd be real easy to teach him to say, hey, you know, I'm going to add more pressure, some more pressure I want, roll. So that's pretty good. I know y'all probably didn't get much out of this, but like I said, this is evaluating the horse. There we go, he's starting to soften up now. Now, one thing for y'all out there watching this, you notice more I'm handling him in a short little time, he's starting to soften up. Now, if I, like I said, the earlier part of this video, if I sit here and run him around to get him focused on me, he'd be all sweated up. It'd be a different ball game. He's an Arab, and I love Arabs. And I mean, Cindy's even got more respect for him than she used to have. Because if you handle them the right way, you got a horse that's right there for you. They want to be with you. They are a people horse. They're smart as heck. That's why a lot of trainers don't like them, because they can't bully them. And you can't make a mistake. I mean, you can't make a big mistake. I want to say that because some people say, oh, I don't want to play with my horse, I'm going to make a mistake. No, you can't make a big mistake with them and get them hurt. Because if you do, you're going to have to go back to square one with them. So do you want to ride them, or what's your plans with them today anyway?
Well, if you'll take them, I'm going to have you keep them for a week.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's no problem. Hell no, I'll enjoy him.
Yeah, that's okay. And have you play with them and just,
I enjoy you about as much as I did that quarter horse that was here. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got sidetracked doing business. Anyway, sorry it's in between, but you know, nowadays Cindy's got to work for a living and everything else, and summer's been a bad one here. So hopefully we'll start getting more videos out there. Really got one coming up I'm looking forward to. I'm gonna just for GPs, and I think you'll really get something out. It's about the bits. I'm gonna take 3 different bits. One to be this one to be my Argentine, and one to be my bit I use on my horses, to show the difference in my collection and everything else, and the use, you know. And I could get into it now, but I'm not, because it's a different video. So it's short and sweet. Evaluate your horse. When you go look at a horse, take it one step at a time. And just because the owners, and this is not talking about Denise, but just because the owners say so, don't mean that's the case, you know. And if it's a gelding, the easiest way for a lot of the cheap drugs, they drug them, is how's a polite way to say it? They'll be dropped. Their manhood will be dropped a little bit. Because there's some drugs out there now, I can't even tell them if they're doped up. But the first thing when you do go look at a horse, have that owner write it first. Always. Don't take video, you know, them showing you video with them riding it. See them physically. I know you didn't do it this time, but physically see them ride the horse. If they say be here at 10 o'clock, get there at 9:30. Always get there a half hour early, because that will tell you a lot. And then have them get right on that horse. Oh, he's a good boy.
Yeah.
All right, so anyway, as I always say, be true to the horse, they'll be true to you. First and foremost, be true to yourself. To my kids, grandkids, and Cindy out there, Washtay Lake, Caden.